all the way down here. Now, I told you that Mr. Lindsay committed suicide here. He came in here, and you see this right here. This obviously used to be a door, and it went to what they called a wood room, because in those days the courthouse had 18 chimneys, and it was heated by wood. Mr. Lindsay came in when he knew everybody would be gone, sat down on a pile of wood, and shot himself.
In this room?
Yes, and when they found him about an hour later, and they said that his body was still warm and there was still powder in the air,
Wow.
cloud or sort of whatever.
And then they sealed it off forever?
Well-
or was it just after they were done with the wood heat?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, actually, this hallway that they put in is a hallway that takes you to the jail. So, let's take you upstairs. So this is considered the basement. Upstairs is considered the first floor.
so this connects to the jail?
There's a little hallway.
Oh.
And then in here, we have what we call a hidden room, from where the brick starts to where the elevator goes. There's an area that's been closed off. From the time the place was built, they closed that off. We have no idea why people would purposely close off that big an area. But, so we call it the hidden room. The kids are always writing essays on what's in the hidden room.
Have you've ever been in there?
No, but they've knocked little holes in, so we can kind of see in there. There's nothing in there but an old barrel. Okay, so here we are at the main entrance of the courthouse. Normally you'd have to go through security. So let's come on in here. Now, when I was running elections, we would have tables of people working on all these floors, and I have to run up and down and up and down. I always ran because the elevator was so slow. And then at the end of the day, or at the end of the evening, when it was over, the last thing I would do is I'd come down and I'd take all the signs off of the door saying, this building will be open until 8 o'clock for election. I come sailing down this, and of course everything's dark. I come sailing down here, and I always got the sense, not an image, but just the sense that there was a man standing here at the base of the stairs. And I knew he was a soldier, but he had a round hat. And I thought that was kind of odd. So that was a little spooky. Well, I come to find out later on that the gals who work in this building, in this office, have a lot of trouble with that man, who they have named Clarence. They say that they see one or more men standing here at the base of this staircase when it's dark. And then one of the ladies, I'm sure she's retired by now, had a little collection of angels. And she'd come in on Mondays. The angels would be all moved around. And if the gals were cleaning, the phone would ring at night. And they go over and they look at the phone, and there's a little thing that tells you where it's coming from. It'd be coming from that room where the angels were moved. But there was nobody here. So this is a highly used area, I guess you'd say.
I would imagine with the metal detector.
To my knowledge, we have not had anybody actually, I get this question a lot of my tours, especially from the kids. Has anybody been executed? And we did have a few people who were convicted and executed, but they were sent up to Portland. So to my knowledge, no one has actually been executed in the building or on the grounds.
Are these doors original?
Oh, yes.
Gosh, they just look wonderful.
But the only thing that isn't original is, you see these wood things. The guys that came in did a wonderful job of making it look like the older woodwork. Okay, should we go upstairs?
Yeah.
You can take the elevator if you prefer. Always like to see you route.
Are these radiators for it?
Oh yeah, I have an interesting story to tell you about these radiators. One morning, I came in one Monday morning and the maintenance guy was here, working really early, and I asked him about that. He told me that during the weekend, all of these handles that were brand new had all blown off the radiators.
Wow.
They had no idea why, so we just assumed maybe our resident ghosts were being pranksters. Okay, so now we're going to go to the courtrooms. This is now 2 courtrooms, but in the original courthouse it was 1. I had to split it because our population grew and we needed more room. Now the only ghost stories I know about the building are things that friends of mine have told me. So I don't know anything, since this is actually belongs to Oregon State Courts. So if there are stories, I just haven't heard them. And, the other thing is, the DA floor, the one we'll be going to next, was not here when they built the building. But we ran out of room and they didn't want to move. So the architect came up with the idea of adding a story. So this ceiling here was not when the building was built. It was added, and a whole entire floor was added. And you can tell that by the windows. They decided not to cover up those windows.
Are these benches original?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a story with them?
Just that they came in with everything else. It looks like modern Danish, but it's actually 1888 vintage. So you could say that people of Benton County got their money's worth. So when you touch things, do you feel presence of people that have been here?
You know, you never know what you're really feeling.
Yeah.
Think you feel stuff, but you don't really.
You know, it's kind of an instinct thing. Isn't it?
Yeah. Just
So-
imagining everything that's happened in this room.
Yeah, I've been here for some. I've done wedding ceremonies.
It's too pretty for bad guys.
It is beautiful, this is the original judge's desk, and there's a copy that looks just like it in the room next door. Okay, now we're going to go up on the DA's floor, which didn't exist here in 1888. You guys aren't afraid of the dark right now? The reason we still have shutters, back in the 50s when they remodeled, they decided to take all of the old stuff out, and they sold a bunch of it. Some guy in Corvallis bought all of the shutters, put it in his garage, which probably drove his wife crazy. And 30 years later, when they decided to bring it back to its original historic self, he gave the shutters back to the kids.
Well, that was awful generous.
People are very affectionate towards this house. All right, now let's see if this is, now we're on the DA's floor, which is brand new. And we're going to go up into what we call the tower room. It's actually in the tower of the courthouse. I think we will. Okay, it's very steep stairs, so here. the tower, and just on the other side of this brick wall is Themis, which is the statue that you see up there. And that little nut and bolt you see in the wall is what connects her to the courthouse. And
What's her name?
see the little nut and bolt there?
Right there?
Yep. And just above us are the bells. There's a staircase going up. Back in the days, they would have to go up there once a week and rewind the ropes for the bells. But now it's all done with electricity. So I've never been in the tower room after dark.
Interesting. What used to be in this room?
Well, it's been a lot of things. For a long time, it was where they would put children whose parents were in the courts. And so we had toys and all kinds of things. If there are murder cases going on, when I came to get the keys yesterday, they came up here to check and make sure that there were no murder cases because they spread all that stuff out, all the evidence out here, and it can be pretty gruesome. So when they have that out, we don't bring tours up here.
Yeah.
So
What's this right here?
that is Carillon, and if you've been in Corvallis at Christmas time, you probably heard the Christmas carols coming from the courthouse. It sounds like bells. It's actually a carillon, and we have been known to play the OSU fight song. But the people who live in the hotel next door, we used to do it every hour, but people who lived over there didn't appreciate it, so now we do it mostly at Christmas time. So if you're around Christmas, around here at Christmas time, be sure to hang around. What time is it? Are we close to the hour?
6:46.
Oh, okay. Well, at 7 o'clock, the bells will start ringing just above us.
Oh, great.
And it actually just kind of shakes us a little bit. But if you're up there, it really shakes you. So that is my quick and dirty tour of the courthouse. You guys have any questions, or you want to look around?
Is it all right if I can go up there?
You can go up there, but the door at the top of the staircase is locked.
Are those original windows?
Everything, yeah. Themis is 8 feet tall, and she's made out of zinc, and when she got there and she's laying on the ground, they were looking at it, back in those days. They knew their Greek and their Roman history really well. Well, she's supposed to be the goddess of justice, which means you have a sword in one hand, a scale in the other, and that your eyes are blindfolded.
Oh, okay.
Well, her eyes weren't blindfolded. So this was a great concern for the judges. And finally one judge said, we want our justice to see what she's doing. So they put her, I want to tell you about the round hat. Remember I told you that when I come down the staircase, I sensed that there was a soldier down there, but I knew it wasn't a soldier because he had a round hat. Well, in the late 1800s, maybe it was the early 1900s, they had a Civil War reunion here in Corvallis. And Civil War people came from all over the United States. And during that reunion, they all wore rounded hats.
Oh my goodness.
So
Wouldn't it be neat to see some of those pictures?
there are pictures of them. There's actually a picture of the rebel fellows shaking hands with the Union fellows.
Oh
So,
man, those would be really neat. Too bad they don't have any here.
yeah. I took a tour before they closed it off. I once took a bunch of clerks up there, and there are 2x4s, 4 2x4s. We were standing on that, and you had to grip something because it was shaking that much. That actually used to have a rope coming down, and that's how they would ring the bells. But I do know, you can't see it tonight, but there are names written here and on this staircase of people who had went up to wind the ropes on New Year's Eve. I can't remember the year, it was the early 1900s. This, for a while, they actually used this room as a law library. And if you know anything about law books, you know they're very heavy. And so one day they found there's a big beam right here, and they started to see hairline cracks in this beam and realized that the weight of the books was actually destabilizing compromising this area. So they took them all down, put them into the floor, into a room that was on the ground. We have, we're going to have a seismologist come in here and determine how safe this building is. And I kind of hate to have him come because if he determines that it's not safe, then it's not usable. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, what would they do?
We could have it retrofitted, but it would cost millions of dollars. And the people in Benton County would have to pay for that, so.
What else though? They couldn't just tear a building like this down.
No, it's on the historical record. And so not only can't you tear it down, you can't put a nail in the wall without permission. So it's safe from that, but whether it can be used as a courtroom or a courthouse, I don't know.
Has anybody ever broken here?
Actually, we did have one robbery. Back in the early 1900s, somebody blew a safe. The only thing we got was the county clerk's gold watches and jewelry while it was white. And they only got as far as across the river. They caught up with them on the other side of the river.
I just found this.
Oh, really?
Is it a bullet?
It is. Looks like it's a used bullet, too. Thanks, I'll talk to the sheriff about that. One night we went out to get the ballots out of the ballot boxes outside, and there's a whole pile of bullets in there. So naturally, we called the sheriff and said, can you explain? Well, you know, when a policeman comes in, they take their bullets out and they dump them in a box. I don't know if this guy's been drinking or what, but he put all his bullets in the ballot box. So, thanks for finding that. That's cool. Sheriff will be interested in this.
Can you tell what minute it goes to, Josh?
It looks too big to be a pistol. Which kind?
Yeah, well, it's a dummy round.
Dummy meaning,
That won't project. There's powder in it.
well, the deputies that patrol the courthouse do carry guns, but they don't draw them. So, interesting. Sharp weapons. Now, imagine that this is pitch dark, and you're sailing down the stairs. And when I'm standing right here, I cannot see and I cannot hear, but I'm extremely aware that there's a man standing there. What is that? Is there a term for that? When you can't see him, you can't hear him?
No, you felt him though. Did you keep walking at the same pace?
Yes. Well, no, I have to slow down. But then I had to go all the way down the hallway to get something off the door, and that was a little nerve-wracking. In the Bible, there is a story about three men standing on one side of a river, and on the other side are three angels. One man can't see or hear him. One man can see him but can't hear him. Another man can hear him but he can't see him. And I've always wondered if maybe that was God's way of telling us that people have abilities.
Yeah.
Different abilities. See things. seemed like a very strange door.
It's all so pretty.
Turn the light off if you want to see her better.
Yeah, let's do that.
Try not to be frightened. Okay, that's the security lights. I think I'll see what I can find out. You know, that is the security light, which we're not allowed to turn off. So I suppose this is too. There used to be two staircases. Took this staircase out. Maybe an historian knows.
Suppose maybe they had, originally, those lamps here. Instead.
No, this newel post was this is not the newel post that was here. Someone actually stole it. So it was gone for a long time, and one of the artisans in Corvallis carved this. But I do not believe there was ever a statue. I've seen places like that, but, it's a government building. They didn't have those things.
Do you know if there's any meaning to this, or is this just design?
Just design. It's just typical of that time period.
It's the heater.
Oh, the radiator?
Yeah.
Just the radiator.
This doorway here, and this is also brand new, but it's actually, this staircase used to be open, and I used to run up and down the back staircase. It's beautiful, it's rounded, but when they had to secure the building, they had to close it off. It's pretty quiet around here, I'm not sensing any presences.
The school of the building.
Now, I put in with the paperwork, I put in the information about Crystal Lake Cemetery, which is where Lindsay was buried. So if you ever want to go out and visit.